Oh man, I can't believe this whole ACB thing. This is so cool. I'm happy to see him come back. It's bittersweet, but it makes me happy.
What
Oh
a
man, yeah.
move.
For you guys that don't know, I was a longtime shareholder of ACB. It's one of my trading horror stories that I had earlier on in my trading career. So you know, here, give me a second.
Wow, 400. Oh my goodness, dude.
What
The implied volatility is 460%
for ACB?
for the near dated options.
So we have to sell them.
We have to sell them here. I think, like, honestly, I need to know what the hell's happening, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Like,
we're
if
gonna
you,
go
if
through
you
it
could like
today.
first break down the news, that would be perfect. Because man, like, they're
This is
over 17
insanity.
bucks right now. They're $17 and something and 50 cents.
Oh man, you got to buy some putts.
I don't know if the
Okay,
right time is now though to buy the puts. I think the right time is to sell vol right now and then buy puts later once we get some
yeah, who
confidence.
knows? Well, these things move like up and down like crazy. You know what I mean,
Well, yeah, like imagine all the retail traders pushing this thing.
dude? We're gonna take a look at it, but okay. So let's take a look at the news. So ACB news. So ACB came out and reported earnings. They're still losing money. So that's the one thing. The first thing to note is that ACB is still losing money. They're still not operating with a profit, but they did outperform what was expected of them. So like Q3 loss, tops revenue, wire shares soaring today. Let's take a look at these. But yeah, guys. So for anyone tuning in, we're breaking down ACB today. So that's the main stock that we're going to be looking at. Just because it's a really popular stock, and what's happened in the last couple of days is absolutely nuts. It's up like 100%. This is crazy. So we want to break that down. We want to see, because whenever you see something like this, look, there's always a trade because it attracts a lot of retail attention. There's a lot of people trading this thing right now. The implied volatility is insanely high, and we want to understand what's going on here and then break down, okay, where's there a trade that we can take advantage of, right? Because these are the types of things that if you can find the right trade, it can pay out massively, but it's usually not the trade that everyone's looking at, right? It's usually something to do with the volatility of it. Which is why we like the option space so much, because it lets us take advantage of that, right? Option trading lets us take a view on volatility of a stock, regardless of what direction it goes. So let's take a look, right? So ACB, posted third quarter earnings report yesterday. Revenues jumped 35% from their previous quarter. I don't know why that would drive a 67% increase though, because I'm pretty sure they've been having a steady enough increase in revenue reports, even though they're still losing money. And this is the first time it's actually resulted in a massive move up for them. Let's see. Okay, they were able to lower some of their costs. Yeah, okay. So nothing, like I'm not seeing anything here so far.
What a filled.
Filled. ACB 16 straddle. Let me hedge some deltas here. Wow, what a move.
Wow, dude. So you just threw on a trade?
Yeah, 672. Let me sell some straddle. Let me sell some delta 35. Okay, I got shorts. I gotta buy some shares here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just to hedge my deltas. Unless I should lean short deltas. I don't know. I don't know if I can do that.
I would maybe consider it. Be a big risk, but
Ooh, I'm gonna under hedge. What a move, man.
fun.
This is unbelievable.
Dude, I hope that pays out big for you. And I think that's like so that's we're pretty confident that's the trade to take.
Yeah.
Right. So
Man,
guys, here, take a look at this. Like, this is gonna be pretty cool.
the
So
16
if we
short
move away
straddle.
from the news for a second and we take a look at the options data for it, the options data tells us a lot about what the market thinks is going to happen, and it helps us find inefficiencies that we can trade, right? So take a look at this. What we have at the top here is implied and realized volatility. So first thing to note is when we're trading options, we're always concerned with not necessarily what direction something is going to move, but how much is it going to move. Remember, when you trade an option, you pay a premium for that option. So let's say you have a $100 stock and you want to buy a call option and the call option is $10. Well, now, not only does the stock need to go up for you to make money, it needs to go up more than 10%. So that's implying a volatility of 10%. And when we're looking here, the annual volatility is usually what it's measured in. You can see this on the option chain as well in your brokerage, by the way. Ours is a little bit more of a refined number, but it's basically the same thing, same concept. And we're seeing here that the implied volatility for ACB is 245%, which is massive. That's implying a massive, massive move day over day. Like here, let me open my calculator quick. Right, if we divide that by 16, the market's implying this thing's going to keep moving 15% a day for the next month. I think that's pretty crazy. Right? Is it really going to keep moving that much? Like, sure, it might move like 6 or 7% moving forward, but even if it does that, we're still making bank if we sell volatility here, right? So instead of buying options, we're talking about selling options here. And in particular, looking at selling something at the money, some sort of straddle, maybe an iron condor if you think that it's going to be within a certain range. But I think that's a pretty easy trade here, dude.
Dude, take this in. To borrow the stock right now, okay, this is insane. To borrow the stock right now, it costs $1 for the week.
Really?
So let's say I want to short this stock.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to pay someone $1 for the week.
Wow. For a week.
Just for 5 days.
Holy dude.
Dude, that return is huge. This is nuts. There are so many people shorting this thing right now, and it's still going up. Honestly, I'm a little nervous. I sold some vol here. But
Yeah.
I've never seen vol this high. 450% for the first week option. That's the 10-day. So the first week is 5-day.
Yeah.
It's 450% right now.
Where are you seeing this?
Oh, this is on like the option data.
Okay. Yeah, because we have the 10-day and the 30-day here.
Yeah. We have the 10-day, the 30-day, but the 5-day is 450%. I've never seen that in my life of trading.
So what does that really tell you?
What it tells you is that people are paying so much for this thing, for the options. Like, I don't understand like how you can be buying an option here. Like, think about it. The stock has to move $7 right now in 5 days to break even. Just to break even.
Jesus.
Like, think about that, man. Like, I'm curious to know what the guys are like, what the community is saying about this.
Yeah. Holy. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at the stock twits. Okay.
And just for the record, I sold the 60. Wow, 8. Oh my god, this thing is moving. I sold the $8 and I sold the 16 strike straddle. Okay, for $8 for the May 22nd for $7 and let me see here. Sorry guys, 1 second. Let me pull it up. Okay, the May 22nd 16 short straddle for $6.75.
Okay. So guys, message volume is up all-time high. So there is a shit ton of retail eyes on this right now. There's a lot of people looking at this thing. Sentiment is coming back up. So over the last couple of days, it's increased about 20%. Price is up 100%. Oh my God, look at this, guys. This is absolutely crazy. Jordan, can this be right? Like,
I've never seen this ever.
There's a 1,000% increase?
No, 200%.
200%. Okay, yeah, because I'm seeing a number here and I'm like, what the? Am I not reading this chart right?
Yeah, this is
that's including the split, I guess, but then this is saying $7.
Yeah. So it's a 200% increase over the last 2 days. End of story.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the last week, 10 days, I don't know, something's going on here.
No, it's a stock split. The stock split's messing that.
Yeah.
Wow, people are loving this. Are all of the, what's the sentiment on this?
The sentiment is only 69%.
Oh wow.
So because you have to remember this, so guys, like actually like a theory that I have is that if we go to like any of the message groups about ACB, you will probably see a lot of people actually selling off their positions here in the retail space, because ACB is one of these stocks that's had a lot of long-term holders, like sort of like the position I was in for a while. And guys, they just made back a whole bunch of their gains that they lost, or a whole bunch of the losses that they incurred. And I'm sure you'll see a lot of people selling here. Right. So like, I doubt you'll see the price like skyrocket anymore. I just can't see it happening.
It's at $20. What is
it at 20 right now?
1930. Thank God I bought some shares, man. Thank the Lord.
Let's have a look.
I might even sell some more Stroud, some more vol here. This is crazy. I've never seen this ever.
Oh, dude, I don't know what to do. Are you gonna sell vol here?
I'm short. I'm already short vol, man.
Are you gonna do more?
Vol is at 1750.
Were you considering selling more?
Yeah, I'm considering selling. But the thing is, there's no strikes. I gotta move out in there's no strikes.
Yeah.
16 is the highest I got.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? How is that the case?
Because stocks move so much that the option chain didn't create more strikes yet.
It hasn't caught up.
Yeah, it hasn't caught up.
It's
Yet.
outpacing the options chain.
It won't get caught up probably until tomorrow or the next day.
Man, this is absolutely crazy. So, okay, guys, so like it's a clear trade here. Like we need to be shorting the volatility here. So we're not taking a view on the direction right now, right? That comes in maybe a few days here. We need to see some sort of stability before we do that. But what we can do is, rather than being short on the direction, we can be short on the amount of the move. So what we would do is we would sell the straddles. Or Jordan, are you able to structure an iron condor? Probably not, right?
No, you can't. You gotta go naked on the straddle. And dude, it's so juicy right now. It's almost 500% implied volatility. I've never seen this ever.
So guys, if you're in the option space, you need to be taking this trade. This is the right trade to be taking. Right? Obviously, don't go all in. Manage your risk properly. This is a serious trade, though. Anything else you want to add here, Jordan?
I sell some more.
Yeah.
$7 and oh my gosh.
You're collecting a $7 premium?
$7.60. So the
How
stock
can that
has
be
to
real?
go to, what's that, Sean? $24.
Yeah.
For me to start losing money.
Dude.
Another 30.
I'm going to hop on and short some vol after as well. Oh, but I got to go naked. I don't like doing that. Might be worth it, though.
I don't like going naked either, but dude, I've never seen this in my life.
It's almost at $20, man. How is this real?
Yeah, I've never seen this.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if you see another push for the next at least few hours. As the retail money starts to really pile in.
Yeah.
You can see this thing hit $21 before it turns around.
But where are all the bulls though, man?
Everyone knew coming in is bullish. So don't forget, it was extremely bearish recently. Right? Like if we go here, we can't go much further back. So actually, no, it's always been pretty bullish. But it's getting more bullish by the second here. Okay. Wow, man. This is absolutely insane. What are you thinking there, Jordan? You going to short more vol?
I'm just upset that I only have a 16 strike.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this, like sold half my position, sold 75% of my position. You know, I sold at 1370 today.
Wow.
Yeah, this is crazy, dude. So, okay, if we go back to the news, what was this heart medication stuff you were telling me about?
That's what the guy in our group showed us. That's what Elite told us. Like he posted the link in the group. Here, I'll post the link. I'll send you the link right now.
No, I can't find it. Yeah, if you can send me it.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, never mind. That was my oak.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Dude, it's okay.
But yeah, in the end of the day, screw this stock. I was holding it for so long. I was bullish on it for so long. It took so much of my money, And then it turns around a month after I sell it and does this to me. Aurora Cannabis, you got me again, man. You got me again. I don't know what to say.
But dude,
Well, it's okay. You know, like, in the end of the day, we've been in better positions anyways. Like, you know,
like,
no one could have called this.
right.
Right. So, you know, I still made the right move getting out. I'm not actually upset. A little bit, but, you know, not actually. Brutal, man. Brutal.
Dude, the market's implying right now a 30% move a day for the next 5 days.
30% a day?
30% a day for the next 5 days.
What if you move out to like the 10 days to expiration or a month?
Then it starts to drop down a bit.
But does it drop down a lot or is it still good? Because, you know,
Like for no, it drops down to about like 12% a day by July 17.
man, that's still a great sell. 12% a day, man?
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. There's no way that's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, we do stock breakdowns like this every morning. So if you haven't already subscribed, make sure to drop a subscribe. We're trying to grow a data-driven trading community here. You know, we have this here, right? Our Predicting Alpha terminal. We basically built this for ourselves to be able to visualize data. And we come on here every morning and help people break down trades with it. Today, we looked at Aurora Cannabis. We're still going to look at it for another 10 minutes or so. But what we basically see is that the market is implying massive amounts of moves coming up in the next little bit for ACB. But when we look at what we think is actually going to happen moving forward from here, we think it's still going to move a lot, but nowhere near as much as the market thinks. So we can come in the option space and do some pretty cool stuff, because options, when you have, like, when you can combine different puts and calls, you can take views on volatility rather than just direction. So instead of buying a call and hoping that the stock goes up, you can sell a call and sell a put, and it lets you take a view on the volatility that it'll be less than what the market thinks. And that's what we're seeing going on here. Because of the crazy demand for options in this space around ACB and the crazy volatility and the increase in price, we're seeing a good opportunity to be short the volatility. I don't know what direction it's going to go, but the odds that it's going to move as much as the market thinks are really low, meaning it's a great opportunity for us to take the other side of the bet, be short the volatility, and, you know, hopefully pick up a bunch of premium that we get to keep for selling these options. So we actually took a position on this today. So Jordan just bought a bunch of the 16 strike or sold a bunch of the 16 strike straddles. We'll actually post our P&L on our Instagram if you want to follow it. It's at Predicting Alpha as well. We'll post it there whenever we close out the position. It'll be sometime in the next 5 days. We're hoping to see some massive gains there. This could be a huge, huge trade for us. And, you know, let me know if you guys are going to hop on it with us. Obviously, you have to go naked on the straddle. There's no far enough strikes for us to structure an iron condor. So there's a good amount of risk. So make sure that you bet small, because you're on the hook for some big losses if this thing does somehow double in price again. You know, which I don't think it will, but if it does, you're on the hook for some big bread. So so make sure you take your risks appropriately here. A couple of other things that are good to notice is relative action, 10 out of 10. So this is a stock that has a ton of people trading it at any time anyways. And for relative action to be at a 10 out of 10 for this means that there are so many people looking at this stock right now, and not just looking, but trading it. So many people have an interest in this thing that it has pushed the scale all the way. And now it's saying, relative to how many people normally trade this, we're at a 10 out of 10, which means extremely high, right? We look here, we have massive, massive demand for calls in the short run, right? Which leads me to believe that this could be retail pushing this up. When we go to the StockTwits page, we see 72,000 people are looking at this. They're at least 70% bullish. Let me refresh the page because it's probably gone up since the last time we looked. Let's see here.
Dude, I'm putting in order. I just sold them, selling some more right now.
Okay, so it's still the same. It's still at 70.64. I don't know how frequently this updates, but I actually expect this number to go up in the near future, like by the end of the day. If we look at the message volume, we can see that it's shot up in the last week from under 2,500 to 9,000. So there's a lot of chatter around this. A lot of the retail community is looking at this trade right now, and we can come in here and now we know that we always try to follow the same 3 steps when we place a trade. So step 1 is there an inefficiency? And when we look at the predicting alpha terminal, it's very blatant that there's an inefficiency, right? Implied volatility is so much higher than what we forecast to be happening in the future. Very clear there's an inefficiency there. Then we try to understand why the inefficiency is there. So we don't have the clearest picture on that yet, but what we can see is that there's a lot of retail traders pumping this thing up. There's call skew, right? And most times, it's a bullish stock, call skew, tons of eyes on it. So we know who's probably on the other side of our trade. And, we know that they came out with some decent news on earnings. And it's been a while. And in a space like this where decent news goes a long way, it could drive something like this. And then now the final thing is we looked at how do we structure a trade to take advantage of it. Unfortunately, we were a little bit limited in what we could do. So we had to sell a naked straddle here. A little bit riskier of a play than we normally like to do, but we took it anyways, right? It's too juicy to not go. We just manage our risk appropriately, and we're expecting to see some massive gains on this one.
Yeah, I just sold some more, by the way.
Yeah, how many contracts are you out now?
I am short 10 of these bad boys.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm long. I am long on 450 shares to hedge.
No way, dude.
Mm-hmm.
This is absolutely insane. This is amazing, but I still need to get to $96 for me to break even.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I love some of these.
I love that.
These
Gotta
people,
love that.
They make me laugh. That's like my situation. I'm like, not. Okay, look at this. Like ACB, can we get a Tilray run up to 300? There's actually people thinking here that this thing's gonna go to like the moon. Oh man, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry, like the odds of that are super slim. We're still at $20, which is still crazy. I cannot believe that it's at $20.
Yeah.
I cannot believe it. There we go. ACB stock. Let's have a look again. Oh man. Yeah, you guys got any questions about ACB? I know Siddharth, you wanted us to take a look at the options chain. I don't have Thinkorswim on this computer, so I'll have to. We'll do that in the group after, unless Jordan wants to share his screen for a bit. But
Yeah, we can definitely do that super quick. Just 1 second here.
All right, let's see how they did on their earnings. Right, you know what's so funny about their earnings that they had? You actually would have lost money buying volatility around it. So it was like on the day of the earnings, like it wasn't that crazy, and then it was like right after it just blew up.
Yeah, strange, eh? Okay, let me just
So weird.
let me share my screen super quick here. Let me just get
Okay, Jordan.
IB here. Holy cow! I can't believe this, man. And volatility, this is insane, guys. This is insane.
Just going up.
I'm having a mark-to-market loss right now just because volatility's pumping. Like the stock hasn't moved past 1850 now, and it's just vol is just going through the roof.
Oh my god, you're just getting smoked, eh?
Yeah, but I'm holding. This thing is gonna eventually just slide right down the implied vol and
crash.
be a massive trade. Like it doesn't make sense, The stock's 480% implied volatility right now, basically assuming a 35% move on a daily basis over the next 4.5 days.
Okay, so our buddy Gear is asking, how can you be long and short at the same time, Jordan? I thought you said you were naked in this trade.
Yeah, I'm short the straddle, and I'm hedging with shares, long shares, because here, I'll show you. I'll pull it up right here right now so you guys can see. Is he on the live?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so
Gear Gem.
Okay, so let's take a look at ACB. So we're short the straddle, not the shares. So stock's trading at $19 right now.
Jordan, you're not sharing your screen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, we're good?
Yep.
Okay, so stock's trading at 19. We only have the top strike is 16. So we sell straddle. Okay. So here's our position. Okay. This is a trade we, let me move it down a bit. This is nuts. I actually can't believe how wide this thing is.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's our current trade. The stock's trading up here at $19. So you see how we don't have the position. We are not neutral on direction. So what I did was
You picked up 450, you said?
yeah. So what I did was I bought some shares. So now you see this purple line here? See how now we're neutral on direction. So now we're just trading the vol. See, when we don't have the shares, look at that. If it goes down, I lose money. If it goes up, I lose money. I make money. So that means I'm net short the stock. I want the stock to go down. I don't have a directional view. This thing could go to 24 for all I know. So what I do is I buy the shares, and now I'm flat on direction. We're looking at the purple line. Okay, now I'm flat on direction. If the stock goes down a bit or up a bit, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
And what's the strategy called, Jordan?
What's that?
And this is delta hedging?
Yeah, this is hedging my deltas. Just because I remember delta's a risk, right? It's a risk that we have when we're trading options, directional risk. I don't want that. The beauty of options is that you can isolate the risk you want. And in this case, I want theta gamma risk. That's it.
Yeah. So you can isolate it. You can neutralize everything else, basically.
Exactly. So that's the trade this is the trade I have on right now, guys. And yeah, hopefully this will play out for me. I mean, like, look at the break evens on this bad boy, man.
Yeah, it's far, man.
Like, it's far out. If I don't hedge this anymore, which I obviously will, like 27 to the upside is my break even.
Isn't that
In
crazy?
4 days. 27.50 in 4 days. Like that blows my mind. This is like free. Honestly, unless this thing gets taken over, this is like a free money trade. I don't understand how the stock is going to go to 27 in a couple of days.
Well, maybe it's a takeover thing.
Yeah, I know that could be the issue too, right? Or something happens to the company that.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything though. I remember like someone was talking about like it being ripe for takeover not that long ago.
Who's going to take it over? ACB? I mean, Weed?
Come in and buy it up.
Canopy? Come on.
Constellation Brands comes in. They're like, you know what? We just want the whole industry.
But even if they come in and buy it though, like what do they buy it for? $30?
Like
$25?
why? I don't even think their Aurora Sky facility is done yet. I don't think I don't know what they've done over the last 6 months, but I don't think it's much.
Right? So it's like, well, we don't have a lot of risk here. Like they're not going to come out and buy it for $50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The worst case, you're risking like 1 or 2 to make 5.
Exactly.
It's a pretty good risk reward, and the prices are high, so it's big bucks you're playing with. It's pretty juicy, man. Trading. How many contracts did you trade? 10?
I got 10 on.
Good stuff, man. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I would push more if I could buy some wings. I can't, so I can't.
Do you expect that to change by the end of the day?
No.
How long will that take to catch up?
Maybe a day or two.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll see where we're at then. But yeah, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, by the way, make sure to subscribe. We're going to do a breakdown like this every morning, and we're definitely going to be following up on ACB. We have a 10 lot trade on here. So we have like almost 10 grand out, or a $10,000 trade on in this position right now. So if you guys want to follow along with that, we'll be posting updates here and on our Instagram. We're going to be managing this position pretty hands-on. So like, as you can see, we're already hedging our deltas. We're trying to stay direction neutral on this. And guys, let us know what you think about us, like sharing the actual trade that we're taking. We have a few ideas for that. More than happy to keep breaking it down for you guys.
And keep in mind, guys, as the stock moves, I'm going to be buying and selling shares.
Yeah, to keep directionless.
Yeah. So if this thing pops up to, let's say, 22, I'm going to have to buy some more shares.
Hey, Codemaster's asking us a couple questions here. He's saying, could you speak on pricing the trade in Thinkorswim in terms of like what you set your ask for? He's like, how do you set your price?
Oh yeah. So the market, okay. Well, first off, that market sets the price. So when we look here, we sell the straddle. Okay. The market's telling us that the bid is 1714 and then the mid range is 745. So obviously you want to start when you're selling an option, you want to start out as high as possible, right? If you could get it for 10 bucks over $9, that'd be great. So you sell it,
Yeah,
so start as high as possible. So let's say 750, then start working your way down. 745, 740, 735, 720. Once you get to the bid, you automatically get filled. But there's a lot of hidden liquidity in there. Okay. So you could come in and someone will usually snap you up. I got filled, for example, in the mid, just below the mid, 5 cents off the mid. So you just have to work your order. It's called working the order.
Perfect. Yeah. So the market tells you, and then you sort of play around near that range. You start a bit higher if you're selling, you start a bit lower if you're buying.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Cody. You want to be working down, looking for a fill. Just because the bid is at a certain level, you can actually get filled a little bit higher than the bid if you just search for it. Right? Think about people come in all the time, like placing in stupid orders and stuff like that, and you can take advantage of that. It can really and that makes a huge difference in your trade. If over 100 trades, that 5 cent difference makes a huge deal.
You know what's funny? Codemaster's probably hanging off like a piece of rope right now in the middle of
Yeah. Typing with one hand,
mountains.
holding on for dear life with the other hand.
Trading with he's the orders. Don't kill me.
How are you getting service out in the middle of the forest,
Yeah,
Codemaster? Okay, Jordan. So what do you want to take out? Let's look at one more thing for the stock, and then we'll call it for today. Unless there's any more questions about ACB or trading in general.
Yeah, so I'll talk to you guys about the just super quick here about how much you have to pay for this thing. So remember we said that intrinsic has to equal extrinsic for options. Take a look at this. The extrinsic is 225 on the $16 put. It's 275. Sorry, on the $16 call. It's 275 or 278, 280 on the $16 put.
So structure with the calls.
Yeah, it's more than the calls. And the reason that is because you have to pay up to borrow the shares. If I want to short this stock, I have to pay someone. And the fee rate right now is so high. You have to pay $1 to borrow this share for a week, which is crazy.
Wow.
10% a week.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, someone wanted us to take a look at Philip Morris. Oh, they're talking about that for maybe for buying it.
Oh, really?
You want to have a look? Is there any news about that?
So the thing with like takeovers a lot of time is like once people start talking about the takeover, usually there is no takeover happening. So it's gonna be interesting to see. But how can we say Philip Morris? That's interesting.
I don't know. Here, let me open up my Google quick and I'll take a look.
Okay, I'll stop sharing my screen here.
Yeah, we'll just chat for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty wild, man, if Philip Morris did come in. But I feel like it's priced in already in the options, right? Like, how much is Philip Morris really going to buy these guys for? Like, if you could comment your fair valuation for ACB, that would be great. Like usually stocks get bought out at their 52-week high. So let me just take a look here. What the
which is right now for ACB, it's this.
Is it really? No.
This has got to be the 52-week high.
Well, let's see. Let's see what it really is here.
Yeah, let's take a look.
So 52-week high. So let's go back to May. Wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No way.
That's way too far. That would never happen. That would never happen.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that ACB is technically still down 85% from their 52-week high?
Dude, I can't believe I didn't know ACB got crushed this much.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. Dude, it got destroyed. It got absolutely destroyed. Like it basically went to zero. And now it's bouncing around in the pennies, compared to where it was. So we have another question here. Young Common is asking, what will be your plan if ACB reaches 30 by next week?
So, okay, that's such a good question. So obviously, if we get another massive move tomorrow, okay, greater greater than, let's say, 30%, I'm out of the position. It means I'm wrong, right? So let me share my screen again. So my break even right now is basically, let's see. So 12, I basically got like 40% on either side of my trade for my break evens. So let me pull up that trade again here.
Jordan, you don't have your screen shared.
Yeah, no, I gotta pull it up. I gotta quickly. Okay, here.
Okay.
Okay, actually here. Yeah, that's a great question, man. You always got as a trader, we always have to think a few moves ahead, right? That's such a good point you're making there, because anything is possible, right? Anything is possible, and so for that reason, we can't say it won't happen. There's a possibility it happens, and we have to prepare for that, right? So I think that tomorrow if it gaps 30%, what happens, right? I'm really glad you're thinking that way. Who said that?
His name is Young Common.
Okay, Young Common. So here, so take a look here. Okay, so here is our break. So let's say we don't. So we're probably not going to hedge the trade for the rest of the day. I don't think it's going to move that much. So our break even is 1160 and 2780 on the upside. Okay, so that's almost a 50. That's more than a 50% gain to the upside. So let's say the stock jumps 30% tomorrow. Well, how much would that be? So that would be 19 times 0.3, which would be about 12. What is it? $6. Okay, so it would be about $6, right? So let's say we're at 25 up here. Okay, so if this goes to 25 tomorrow, I'm probably still going to hold the position. I'm going to buy more shares. So let's say I add another 800 shares, or let's say another 500 shares. Okay, maybe probably a little more actually. Might add 700 shares. I'm going to go back to delta neutral, whatever the delta is tomorrow. I'm going to go back to delta neutral. Okay, but if the stock continues to move, in that direction, I'm going to start looking to close out my position. Okay, because where I make most of my money is where my gamma is the highest. So what that means is where the strike is of my body. So at the $16 range is where I make most of my money if implied volatility is greater than realized volatility. So once the stock starts moving away, so let's say it goes to $24, $25, $26, I don't like what I probably would do is close that position that I have right now and move the body of the strike over to 26 to reposition, if I still believe that implied volatility is going to be greater than realized volatility.
Good explanation, man. Yeah, Young
Okay.
Common, if you have any follow-up to that, we'll be happy to go over it with you. If you guys don't have any more questions, though, we're probably going to end the live there. I'm going to make a recap video of this, so a 5-minute recap summarizing everything that we looked at in this live. That should be up within the next hour and a half. So if you guys didn't tune into the whole thing, or if you're a little tight for time, this recap will give you everything you need to know how to trade this stock during this unbelievable amount of volatility, especially from the options perspective. But Jordan, let's talk about this. What can the options chain tell us about what's going on with the stock itself if people were looking at buying the stock or closing out their position?
Okay, so do you mean like the skew?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got to use the, okay, well, we can use quickly the thing here. Okay, so what it's telling us is that everybody is short here. The shorts are extremely aggressive right now. So that's the first thing. So remember what we said with the borrow cost is extremely high. That's because a lot of people are being aggressive on the short side.
Yep.
Okay, so usually short traders are sophisticated traders because, like, for example, Robinhood doesn't allow you short shares, right? So you have a lot of sophisticated traders, or at least more sophisticated than people who are buying, who are shorting this thing. Now, the issue is a lot of the time they time it wrong and they get squeezed out.
Yeah.
That could drive the stock up a little more. But, there's probably some good reason why you should be shorting the shares here. Right? And that's because, well, if all these smart, sophisticated traders are looking short, it's probably at some point going to go down, right? They might be wrong on the timing, so we might get a little bit of a spike. They might get squeezed out a bit, but a lot of the smart guys are saying here, there's no long-term buy. Right? Obviously, if they get a merger, they're wrong. okay, they're in big trouble. But besides that, the other stuff that's the other events and news that these people are seeing, they believe that the shares should go lower in the future. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Very cool. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for today. Once again, make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions about this. We get back to every single person who interacts with us. Really trying to build a data-driven community here. More than happy to help any of you who are looking to either get into options or looking to trade this stock in particular. So that does it for us today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.